Okay. I just went and so, excuse me, I've been working on my skin, so it looks a little greasy. That's on purpose. It's called moisturizing. Okay. I just saw Creed 3, right? And tell me how a boxing movie, how was it refreshing? Like, it was first of all, I think about the business acumen of Michael B. Jordan. He didn't choose just anybody. Like, there's a lot of up and coming, hot, young actors of African descent, I'll say, because then you have the people from the UK who are, they are traditionally African, right? But they're from the UK. And then you have African American actors. You have a lot of them, right? He could have picked anybody, but he picked the right one. He picked Jonathan Majors, who I think he all right. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But anyway, it was refreshing. How is it that somebody can pumple in their face? It's refreshing, but it was refresh. Let me explain something. He picked the right person, Michael B. Jordan, because this is his directorial debut, right? I've watched a lot of the interviews. This is what I do when I'm excited about a movie. When I'm excited about a movie. And so I watched this movie, and it was refreshing. Donnie's biggest problem in his life has been the character Adonis Creed or Johnson Creed or whatever. His biggest problem has been running away from his past and not owning what has been in order to make room for what is and what's to come. He only wants, especially Bianca, his wife, played by Tessa Thompson, he only wants her and his daughter, played by a brilliant actor. Is it Davis Kent? Mila Davis Kent? Awesome little girl. He only wants them to see him as a victor, as a triumphant person. But he thinks that can only be possible if he never tells them, especially Bianca, the truth about his life, before they met. And now I'm going to tell you, somebody make you cry? Felicia Rashad. I was mad at her for what she did. Now, I'm not going to, what she negated to do. I said like that. You got to watch the movie. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I understood why, right? But Felicia, masterclass. One scene. Masterclass. And it was so, I don't know how this was refreshing, but it was just refreshing. And I think it's because the brotherhood that Jonathan's character and Michael B's character have is real. Like, it's not, the word that comes to mind is perfunctory. Like, it's not just, oh yeah, we were like brothers and we were such and such and da-da-da. It is a real brotherhood, and you feel it. You feel the joys that they had together. You feel the pain that they share. You understand why. You can feel that they still love each other, even though they got to duke it up. I'm gonna be real, like, and outside of it's the the choices that Michael B. Jordan made, the cast, this Keenan Coogler and another gentleman wrote this film, right? The script, certain choices they made, that he made as a director, scenes that they kept, scenes that they didn't keep, like things, because I watch a lot of the behind the scenes, all of that stuff. Just refreshing. And what I love about it is Michael B. and Jonathan have formed, now if you pay attention to what's happening, because this is the business of it, if you pay attention to what's happening, in the last couple of weeks, they've had how many premieres? They've had, I think the first one was in like Mexico City, or something like that. Then the next one was like in Paris, then London, then LA. I don't know if they did it in New York, but I know that they're going to do a Japan, right? So that's like at least 5, right? And then that's all these releases in right around the same time of Jonathan Majors is on Vanity Fair, the cover of Vanity Fair. And even though, Ebony is for us, but he's still on the cover of Ebony, which is still a big thing, right? And it sparked this whole conversation about masculinity and all this other stuff. Then, in this week alone, leading up to the release of the movie, you have a couple photo shoots for both of them together, Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, right? And they're like intimate photos, like they're hugged up, or one of them got the arm around the other, or all this other stuff. And are they masculine or are they not? And then you have Michael B. Jordan gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame same week. Who speaks at the ceremony? Ryan Coogler, Jonathan Majors. They are going to, even when Jonathan Majors, when they did what's the movie that he just did? He was a pilot. He played the real life pilot. I think the gentleman's last name was Brown. Michael B. Jordan was there at the premiere. Then you have, it was I don't know if he was at the premiere for Ant-Man. I don't know. But I know they have been promoting this movie for the last 3-4 movies that Jonathan has done. At least the last 3 that Jonathan has done, right? And to look at all the interviews that they've done together, that they've done separately, they're smart, and they're saying they're going to be like, who is it, Al Pacino, and who's the other guy, Robert De Niro. That's their plan. One of their interviews, they said, somebody asked, well, you all have a working brotherhood. It seems like you guys are really close, and they say we're going to be Robert De Niro and Al Pacino. And I think Michael said something to the effect of, we're just going to see how much damage we can do. And Jonathan was like, all the damage. I'm here for it. These 2 African-American men, they know what they're doing. I've seen comments on social media where some people are butthurt because they're like, it really wasn't that great of a movie, blah, 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 whatever. And like, the movie just came out. It really wasn't that great of a movie. I mean, it's okay, blah, 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 blah. We're making a big deal. These 2 black guys. Oh, you're mad. Because these 2 African-American men who are hot poo-poo right now. Hot. They're on all these huge... Oh, I forgot. Michael B. Jordan just did a Calvin Klein thing. And he was on... was it Rolling Stone or Sports Illustrated? Maybe on Rolling Stone. I forget which one it was. And he did a photo shoot for them. So they're in all these magazines respectively, both of them, right? Respectively. And then they do all these photo shoots, couple photo shoots together, all these interviews together. They've been cross promoting this movie for months, right? And then you have, the movie was Devotion. That's the movie, Devotion, that Jonathan B. Majors, I put them all together, sorry. Jonathan Majors was in Devotion, where he played the pilot. Like, Michael B. has been around. They'll hug it up, take pictures, because we knew Creed was coming. And I have been excited for months about this movie, and I am not disappointed. I love that I don't want to tell that part. I love the intentionality of Michael B. Jordan as a director in this movie. I love the real life things that they have to contend with. All of the characters have to contend with in this movie. I love real marriage things, real situations as your parents age, raising children, running a business, what it means to be in business, not just we out here fighting, business. I was mad at Jonathan B. Jesus is Lord, I'm sorry. Jonathan Majors character, because he was wild for what he did. He was wild. But I think he knew, or he believed he had to be crooked in order to get what he wanted. But I think what he wanted was not really what he wanted. Yeah. Go see it. You know, the novelty of them being African American men and the positions that they are in, deciding to become a cohort together. One, it's not a light undertaking. They deeply love each other as friends, and you can tell. Jonathan Majors is a very emotional dude. You could tell they're both loving dudes, but Jonathan Majors, he feels it deeper in a deeper place. And you can tell it's not that Michael doesn't feel it, they just express it differently. But they love one another. And I feel like this is very similar to Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. They love each other in a real place. And I just am excited to see how I want them to stay together. Don't fall out, stay together. And I'm excited to see what they do with this partnership, because they built it. You got to understand. Filming these movies the way they did, and I'm sure for the last 3 years because of the pandemic, or 2 years, it has been, their schedules have been crazy, right? For all of this to fall at the same time, the photo shoots, the magazine covers, the way the films fell, and really it is scheduling, but they made it, the star, all of that, they're publicists. I don't know if they got together and said, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, we're gonna do this together, you're gonna do that over there, I'm gonna do this, because Vanity Fair has to ask, and Sports Illustrated or Rolling Stone, whatever, has to ask, and things like that. But also your publicists, I just feel like their publicists had to be in sync, something. And a lot of, some of you think, well, it's really not all. Yes, it is. Because you got to remember, Jonathan Majors is dominating. Sherry Shep, was that her last name? Sherry Shepherd? Okay. On her show, on her talk show, daytime talk show, she said that Jonathan Majors is dominating pop culture. And he is dominating pop culture. He is dominating pop culture. Because he's in every movie. The last 4-5 movies. He has been in these movies, right? Michael B is brilliant. He picked the dude. He picked the right dude. And on top of it, they have become very, very close friends. And I love it. I love it. I love that their pictures alone, pictures that they're in together, sparks this conversation about masculinity and what is it and what does it look like and what's appropriate in a picture. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? They can't take a picture together? And I'll be honest, some years ago, I would have that same take. Like, what is that? And there are times when I still have to catch myself. I'm not nowhere near where I'm nowhere near where I used to be. But years ago, I would have had like, what's going on? But I'll be very honest with you, especially in the Black community. By and large, we are not taught healthy affection between each other because we always have to fight to survive. And all the spaces that we're in, whether we're together or we're in white spaces or even spaces that are diverse, places where we do not feel like we belong, or even if we know we belong, there are people who may believe that we don't belong, and they make the experience difficult for us. And so we are not taught healthy affection for each other. We're not. And even others, we're not taught healthy affection. So Michael B. Jordan in the picture with Ryan Coogler, where he has his hand on Ryan's head, or the pictures with Chadwick Boseman after they won. I want to say, did they win the Oscar? Or was it a Golden Globe? I can't remember. They won something, and there are pictures. You can go online, Google. I'm not getting ready to go do all that. Where he's holding Chad from behind, and he's talking to him, and Chad is full of tears. If you look on Michael B. Jordan's, at least his IG, you can see his profile picture is a picture of him and Chad, and there's a photo shoot of him and Chad. So now he does a photo shoot with Michael B. Jordan. And I'm sorry, he does a photo shoot with Jonathan Majors. And now we got a guest? Are we been guessing all this time? Because they're too affectionate? Because there's two Black men who love each other? They're not fighting? And they know that if they hitch up together, they can get more business done. They can move the needle further. That they don't have to ask permission for anything if they put their money together. If they put their ideas together. If they put their IPs together. So they do this. And what is it? The homies say, like Jonathan Majors has said in interviews, the homies got something to say. Right? Because there are people, because we're conditioned to survive, especially African American. I've been Black all my life. That's the only people I can talk about, right? And understand the conversation in that way. We've been taught to survive, not thrive. These men are finding ways to thrive together. They are doing business together. And in the middle of that, they have become good friends, close friends. But we haven't been bred, and I mean that in the social sense. We haven't been conditioned to thrive. We've been conditioned to survive. So we don't think about, if I put mine with yours, we can make some stuff happen. Not just for us, but for people coming behind us. We can create shows, IPs. We're talking about 50 to 100 years after 2023. We can make television shows. We can make movies. We can make graphic novels. We can, the comic books, we can do all of that stuff if we put our things together, if we do it together. Because think about everybody that's in this movie, and I won't spoil it, but you got Michael B. Jordan, you got Jonathan Majors, you have, I believe the baby's name is Mila Davis Kent, wonderful little girl. I really cannot wait to see what she's going to do next. Tessa Thompson, Wood Harris, which OG status. You got, and you have, I'm not sure of the young man who is a Latino fighter, or Latinx fighter. I don't mean any offense. Think about what they're doing. Wakanda Forever. You have Latino or Latinx actors. You have, or just Mexican actors, right? And then you have African and African American actors and actresses, right? Think. That is not a mistake. Ryan Coogler is too brilliant for that. Not to mention Ryan Coogler is a producer on Creed 3. Think about the messaging. Think about who would be uncomfortable with that kind of messaging. I know, like, you're making too big of a deal about it. I can hear some of the naysayers. Those are people who are short-sighted. This is not only friendship. This is business. This is bankable names, bankable work. Because Jonathan Majors, as wonderful as he looks as a boxer, is an extraordinary actor. Y'all better watch out, because they don't need permission anymore.